I've been thinking about how I'm gonna go about growing my business in 2026, going about the branding, personal branding element of it, and everything else. And really, I've been making observations about the personal brand space, the online space, business, AI in general, and how that's really gonna affect how you should position yourself going into kind of 2026, 2027, and onwards. And kind of why I'm going in on personal branding in general, right? So when you kind of look at AI, right? AI is gotten to the point now and it's going to get to the point where essentially anyone and everyone will have access to the same information, and this information is going to be like insane, right? It's going to be able to allow you to productize your services, deliver the best systems. Like imagine a situation where everyone has the same systems, everyone has the same access to resources, softwares, templates, whatever the case is. So what's going to differentiate you going with me or someone else or somebody who already has, a £1 billion company or $1 billion company, whatever it is? And the difference is kind of their branding, right? But what does that mean? So like when people say personal branding, it's just kind of like a vague word. But the way I see it, and the reason why I think you should really go in on it, is essentially what personal branding is the human side of it, the kind of things that AI will never be able to replicate, right? So outside of systems, outside of software, outside of data, outside of all these things which actually are very important and make a business move, right? Behind that is a founder, and behind that is the founder's philosophies and worldview and things that they've done and their lifestyle and their upbringing and all these things that really AI can never do, because AI doesn't really have a story like that, right? It's a BMW right up my ass. But yeah, essentially, the way you communicate this, right, outside of just having a boring business page or business Instagram or whatever, is having a personal brand where you can communicate your value, your systems, all that good stuff as well. But you can showcase your values, right? Like what do you believe in? Why do you believe in that? Right? And then what that does is it's going to attract people who align with your values, align with your way of thinking, also need those systems. And that's how you're going to compete against these $1 billion companies, right? Because you're able to position yourself, and kind of the way the algorithm is going to be positioning people's content as well is very much interest based. So it's going to align and find the people who align with yourself. So really, it's actually a great time to go into personal branding. I think the people that are going to fail are the people who rely so much on building like products, which is important, don't get me wrong, because you need to have a good product, right? Whatever it is, whether it's a service, whether it's coaching, whether it's a software, you need to have good products. But the people that rely on that and then they don't have that kind of human connection, because it's going to get to a point, anyone, and not to crap on these countries, India, Pakistan, whatever, but anyone in Pakistan in a couple of years is going to be able to create a product just as good as someone from Silicon Valley, right? So what's going to separate the end result? Nothing, right? But the reason why, you might like the way I speak, the way I talk, you might not. The people who do are going to align with me when we live in a world where the end goal is pretty much guaranteed, right? Who do you want to work with? Who can you relate to? Who can you, influence and help on their own personal self-development journey on top of business and just getting results? So that's why I'm very bullish on personal branding, and that's why I'm going in on personal branding in 2026 going forward. And that's why you should go in on personal branding, because if you really want to build something meaningful and long-term and position yourself in what really is going to be an even more crowded and saturated marketplace. And really, I've got an idea of what I want to do, but I don't, what I wanted to talk about, but I don't really have a script which is going off the top of the head. But I feel like, yeah, if you really want to position yourself properly, then that is pretty much the only way to go. So yeah, I just wanted to make that video real quick just to kind of share what I'm going to be doing going forward, and kind of why you should be doing the same thing going forward as well. Go in on personal branding, go in on showcasing your values, your way of thinking, as well as what you can actually do for your clients as well. And I think that's what's going to win ultimately in 2026 and 2027 going forward, especially as we head into the trust recession and all these kind of things. But yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed that video, hit a like, drop a comment, subscribe, more videos on the way. Peace.